That's a good question.
Those are significant milestones.
Oh, that's a great question. It was incredible.
Hi, welcome to the OrthoCarolina Coaches Show. I'm your host, Dre Hunt. Today, my guest is the AD at Queens University, Sherry Swarthout. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thanks for being here with us.
Of course.
So, got this questions. First question is, Queens has the opportunity to finish the transition to D1 in 3 years instead of 4. Where are we at in that process?
Yeah, well, it's a great question, and we're super excited because the opportunity to finish our reclassification process in 3 years rather than 4, and of course we're in year 3, was a opportunity really to expedite everything that we've been doing and that we're going to do. So we had definitely a truncated timeline, but I'm happy to say that we are well on our way to completing all the expectations that the NCAA has for us for year 3 and 4, and hopefully we'll find out over the summer whether or not we met the standard and we'll be a full Division I member.
Yeah. So what do you think that early transition means for the athletic department and the university as a whole?
When you spend 3 years in transition and you're not eligible for postseason, while you're still transitioning all of your programs and really leveling up, there's some real opportunities with being a full member, and I think it's going to help with our retention. It's going to help with our recruiting because it gives us access to championships. It gives you access to dollars from the NCAA sooner. So all very, very positive opportunities for Queens to continue the momentum and grow.
Yeah. So transitioning to D1, did you believe that you had any worries, and how have you seen them go away?
Yeah, well, I think you're always a little uneasy when you're starting on a new process, and not everyone does this, right? It's definitely challenging to transition a department from any time you level up, whether you go in FCS to FBS or Division II to 1, or some people even go Division III to Division I. So there's a lot of unknowns, but we have got a great team around us. I think our coaching staff really embraced the opportunity for the transition. Our student athletes stepped up in every single way, and has it been easy? No. Have we had a lot of sleepless nights? Probably. But just the energy and the enthusiasm around the opportunity has really created the momentum and buoyed us moving forward.
Yeah. So right now, Queens has their Unleash the Roar campaign going. It's in full swing right now. We just got a couple more days left. How did this idea come about?
Well, Unleash the Roar is a fundraising opportunity. A lot of folks do one day of giving. This is our version of it. And we do a fall campaign, and then we also do a spring campaign. And so obviously this is a spring opportunity. I think there's a lot of people that want to invest in Queens and what we're doing and be a part of the excitement and the enthusiasm. So this is an opportunity for all of them to kind of step into a space from a financial standpoint and help us to continue to build what we're doing, because it definitely takes more resources from Division II to Division I. And we've had a tremendous amount of support from our families, our alumni, our friends, community, etc. And so it's just an opportunity to continue to level up in that space.
Yeah. So how has the response been from alumni, supporters, and what impact does this campaign have on the future of Queens athletics?
Well, collectively, I think there's a ton of excitement around the Division I reclassification. We're seeing folks that maybe we haven't heard from in a long time, or we're connecting with folks that hadn't been previously connected to Queens. And so fundraising is a critical part of that, but so is just the level of engagement that we've seen increase with what we're doing here, not only in Queens athletics but at the university level as well. So it's another pivotal moment. It's another opportunity for us to engage with our community and let us show our support and for them to show their support.
Yeah, that sounds really encouraging for the future of Queens. Are there any upcoming facility upgrades in the future, or maybe program expansions or strategic initiatives that you're excited about?
Well, we've always got something going. I can tell you that. Lots of opportunities to, again, continue to level up into that D1 space. And there's a lot of capital projects that are a part of that. How they roll out and in what succession has yet to be determined. But I think one of the most exciting ones, which is why we're here today, was our broadcast studio renovation and really amplifying that space. And when you walk into a game, it's one of the first things you see, and it really makes a profound impact. So with some of the other capital projects, whether it's locker room renovations, upgrading some of our facilities, finishing some of the facilities that we haven't completed during Division II. All of those things are definitely on the radar, and looking to complete those.
Yeah. Well, reflecting on this past season, like we said, year 3 in transition. What moments or accomplishments stand out to you the most as defining for this year of Queens Athletics?
Wow, what a great question. But you are going to get me in trouble because as soon as I start naming names, it'll be like, well, what about when we did this? I think there's progress in all of our programs, and some of the pieces that stand out. The volleyball program making the ASUN tournament. We've just hired a new coach today. In fact, we announced Matt Stoltz as our new head coach, and couldn't be more excited about continuing the build out of that program. Men's basketball, a 21 season, going postseason, winning a game postseason. Some of the highlights with that program that got national recognition were key. Whether it was Malcolm in the middle or Ashby hitting the threes, just really fun. Of course, we won our first ASUN championship with the men's swimming program, and just a huge accomplishment. And of course, that's a storied program, and Coach Doug Dale is just legendary in that space. And he's been able to transition his program to continue to compete at the highest level. And now, we're into the spring programs, and lots of good stuff happening there. Our women's golf team won 2 Division I tournaments. Yeah. We've got some great players, with one finishing in the ASUN all-tournament team this last weekend. So, it seems like every time we turn around, there's a new what I call win, because they don't always happen in the win-loss column, but they're certainly happening in a variety of different places. And most importantly, athletics is a piece of what we do, but we're also highly engaged in the community and looking to set a new hour record for our engagement across all 650 student athletes. And then academics is job one. And one of the things I'm most proud of is that with the reclassification from 2 to 1, our academics have actually gotten stronger. And this last fall, we had another high of a 3.44 cumulative GPA across 650 student athletes. And that's them doing their work, in the classroom and showing up in a high quality way. But it's also our coaching staff buying into, this matters. It's important. It's job one. We're heading into graduation here in a couple of weeks, and it's the most important thing that we do.
Yeah. Well, when talking about the notable success of swimming, women's golf, and men's basketball, what do you attribute that continued excellence to, and how do you see other programs, trying to do that as well?
Yeah. Well, I think all of our programs had different starting points with this reclassification. We were a highly successful Division II school, 5 straight Learfield top 10 finishes, but yet everyone had varying levels of success. So the leveling up, it's happened in a variety of different ways for different programs. But I think first and foremost, you've got to have really high quality leadership in the head coaching position. You've got to provide them and arm them with the resources for them to be successful. You've got to recruit the right student athletes that can be successful at this level and in the ASUN or just in Division I in general. So I think what you see is us figuring out that landscape, and it's different for different sports, where one sport may have a lot more portal transfers, grad transfers, some may have more true freshmen. So it's really all about how do you figure that out and maximize the resources that you have. And I anticipate that as we continue down this process, finishing this year and again getting the bump from being a full member of Division I, that you're going to see a lot of our programs start to really take off and hit some new highs.
Yeah, well, I know earlier you mentioned hiring a new women's volleyball coach. Could you take us through what that search was like? What you were kind of looking for in that search?
Yeah, that's another really great question. I think first and foremost, we're always looking for high quality people. Matt fits that, and he's only strengthened our opinion of that as we've gotten to know him even more and through naming him today. So you look for folks who are really focused on the student athlete experience, who have been part of programs that have had success in the past, and that's, that varies. What success looks like to one person might not look like the same to someone else. Matt comes from a very successful background. He's had a lot of success. He's a great recruiter. He's a high quality individual, and really relates well to our student athletes. I think that was critical when he got here on his interview and he had an opportunity to meet with the team. It's like there's just a connection, and that's really, really important to be able to relate to our student athletes and help empower them, because it's about winning, but it's more about the process. It's about how that's the byproduct of a successful culture, a successful, empowering program, etc. So, yeah, it looks different for every program also.
Yeah. Well, Sherry, thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for being here. We really appreciate you and all the hard work that you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Can I get back to doing what I want to do?
So in 2019, I was in class and I was doing a jump that I've been doing since I was maybe 6 years old. And my foot went one knee, my knee went the other, and my knee dislocated. It amazes me how I went through what I went through and I was still able to continue my dreams.
From the bluegrass of Kentucky, the Arkansas River, to the beautiful beaches of Florida. From the bustling streets of Nashville to the soulful sounds of Muscle Shoals and its vibrant cities. Fueled by growth, the Atlantic Sun operates in the fastest growing region in America and broadcasting in over 20 million homes. We're everywhere you want to be, with access to 9 of the nation's top 80 media markets, including an impressive 6 in the top 50. Our 12 member institutions provide every collegiate experience, from public to private to faith-based. All of our member institutions are located in the top 30 states with the most rapid growth, including 8 members located in the top 6. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
The Eats on East project showcases the Royals pride that spreads through East Boulevard, walking distance from Queens University campus. Royals fans and visitors are encouraged to take a walk to the legendary East Boulevard to culminate the true Queens experience at a variety of restaurants. Home of the Coaches Show, JJ's Red Hots was the first East on East partner. The movement quickly grew as other partners joined, including Lebowski's, Shomars, Jersey Mike's, Bricks Pizza, Kid Cashew, and Penguins Drive-In. The Eats on East partners proudly support Queens and its mission to create and connect fans and families.
Before a city turns to you for answers, before the stories that need telling are told, and our nation's biggest companies look to you to make their next big move. Whenever, however, you're called upon to step up, Queens will prepare you to do just that. Because here, Royals rise.
Alrighty, welcome back to the OrthoCarolina Coaches Show. I'm your host, Dre, and today I'm with our assistant coach of our men's soccer program, Omir. Nice to meet you.
Sir.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. So first question is, you know this program from both sides, obviously, playing as a former player and now as a coach. What does it mean to you to help lead the team that you once played for?
Yeah, I mean, it just means a lot, playing here when we were in Division II and now seeing where we are, transition to Division I. I was actually the assistant coach in our last D2 year, and then the transition, I could just see how we were growing, as a team, but also as a program as it all. But, every win means more, but every loss also hurts twice.
Yeah. So what do you think the biggest difference in the day-to-day or the level of play is from D2 to D1?
I would say probably two things, probably the commitment and especially on the field, I would say intensity. Yeah. I would think in Division I, everything is a little more intense. Every practice is more intense. Every game is a little more intense. So it's like you need to bring it every day.
Yeah.
In Division II, we were really good, and we could probably just beat teams with talent. But in Division I, that doesn't work. So you really have to bring it every day, 100%. So just talent is not going to win games.
Yeah. So kind of with that, how do you influence those players to kind of bring it every day? Like, how do you influence them to keep that mindset of, okay, talent isn't going to win me this?
It's just the guys, really. We don't really have to bring the motivation or anything. Every practice is very intense, because everyone wants to play also. There's only 11 playing, so you got to bring it every day, and the boys bring it every day. I mean, there's not much of motivation because they're Division I athletes. If you don't, you're most likely not playing. So we have a really great team, good guys, and they're very motivated. So we don't have to motivate them a lot.
Yeah, and so you guys just wrapped up some spring friendlies. What did you learn about the squad during those games, and what did you like from their performances?
What I learned is probably how resilient they are. We had around 22 players in the spring, but we had 2 guys that came already injured and didn't practice the whole spring, and then a couple other injuries here and there. Sometimes practices will be like not that many players, but still, the intensity was there. They worked hard, and just like how they grew, it was great to see a lot of them step up from maybe not playing in the fall, but playing a lot in the spring.
Yeah. And so how are you guys aiming to build upon those takeaways?
Say that again.
How are you guys aiming to build upon? So you have the takeaways. How you guys?
Great question. So, like I said, a lot of guys played a lot of minutes in the spring that maybe didn't in the fall, and I think that was really good for them going into next fall. Building that confidence, but also just being ready. And I think the best way to learn and to become better is by playing, and a lot of minutes. Confidence comes as well. So I think it's a great momentum for the guys that we have on the team, and then the guys that are also going to come in that are also going to add to that. So for us, it was a great spring. We had some really good games and some games where we learned good stuff.
Yeah. So I know I've been to some of you guys' game, and it's really intense, man. How do you guys go about building a competitive team while still creating a positive and cohesive locker room culture?
Yeah. So. Our recruiting, I would say, is where we trying to do our due diligence. We like to do very intensive recruiting. So we always try to have the recruits come and also, get to know our boys on their recruiting trips, so we know it's a good fit. And I would say the culture that the guys build, that just gets passed along, and I've been a part of it. Coach Oliver has been a part of it. He played here as well. So I think it's just something that is one of our best things in our team is the culture within, and you can see it, like there's no difference between a senior and a first year guy, so I think everyone is like very close with each other, and we love to see it.
I know, that sounds like an amazing culture, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what message would you share with fans and alumni who are watching this team grow and evolve?
Yeah, I think we're at a very good point. I mean, we made the conference tournament last 2 years. I think we are very close, and I think next year is the year.
Yeah, awesome, man. What was that like, making the conference tournament? Were you guys expecting it now, or did it come earlier than you guys expected it, or?
It actually came down to the wire in both years, you know. So we had to win the last game, which was both against Florida Gulf Coast, and we beat them in both years and made the tournament. You know, we made it as 4th and we made it as 5th, and it was a great experience, you know. And I think we're not okay with just making the conference tournament anymore.
Yeah. What excites you most about the future of Queens men's soccer? I know you're saying, you know, you're not just trying to make the conference tournament.
Yeah, I think that, you know, and I think our conference is very competitive. We enjoy being in it, but I think now we're so close on winning it, and winning it means the conference tournament. You go to the NCAA tournament, so hopefully we can make that.
Yeah,
happen in the next year or two, you know.
Yeah, what adjustments are you guys as coaches, you know, hoping to make to, you know, just get a little bit further this year?
I mean, I think the adjustments we made in the first year, which, you know, is just getting used to the pace of play, the intensity, and all those things. I think now we're just staying true to ourselves, playing our style. You know, we're not trying to go away from what we're doing. We're focused on us rather than other teams.
Yeah. So more so as like a connection to the players. How do you, as a former player yourself here, try to stay, you know, connected to them off the field?
Yeah, I guess I can just relate to them, you know, because I went through same classes maybe, or, you know, practice, you know, just getting used to coming to Queens your first year. So I think I'm still close enough in age maybe where I can relate to the boys. So I think they also know that. So I think it's very easy for them to, you know, just come to me with anything really.
Yeah. And so how have the kids' soccer camps been going this week?
Not bad, really good. I mean, the weather's been great this week, so we got you know, sunny weather, but it's not too hot, so we're enjoying it. We love having the kids, those kids and the families come to our games too, so it's a great experience.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Are there more camps for kids to sign up for in the future?
Yeah, so in the summer we have 7 camps. So.
Yeah. Well, Coach Amir, thank you so much for taking time to be here with us. Thank you for just all that you do for, you know, the soccer team, and we're excited for next season.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Every journey has a starting point. Each student has a moment when talent and passion meet opportunity. At the intersection of challenge and support, self-discovery fuels breakthroughs, and leaders emerge prepared for what's next. I grew up loving music. It possesses this very real, very unique power for connection and healing. And my journey as a music therapist took shape here.
I discovered the pool offered a more level playing field and the chance to push my limits. At Queens, there's so much opportunity, and our potential for greatness accelerates with every step of our collective journey.
I've always had a knack for chemistry, and that talent has magnified since I got here, rippling out in new directions. I'm not afraid to take risks. I believe challenges make us stronger, and innovation only comes when we're willing to lean into the unknown.
I'm still not sure what the future holds, but whatever it is, Queens has prepared me for it.
My professors push me in the classroom and believe in my abilities.
My coaches, professors, all of us, we're one team, one family.
here, my voice is heard. I'm given the freedom to be myself and charter new opportunities for change.
Here, strength comes from within.
Practice makes perfect.
And curiosity knows no bounds.
I believe Queens graduates will create a better tomorrow. Where we go next? That's up to us.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above, where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark, where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness, where public, private, and faith-based schools compete side by side, fostering sportsmanship and unity. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
See all the Royals coaches live and in person during one of their many events held on the fields and courts of Queens University. All tickets for Queens home games can be purchased at queensathletics.com/tickets.
Welcome back to your OrthoCarolina Coaches Show. I'm your host, Dre Hunt, and today I'm here with your head coach, Grant Leonard, and then also assistant coach, Dan Bailey. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. He's referred to as the GOAT, or the legend of Queens.
The GOAT.
Okay, played here 4 years.
Yes. Does have you guys got it's a column upstairs that you got like a poster on. Yeah,
I played at Queens. I did well. I'm appreciative that it's there.
The statue in Hall of Fame is coming soon.
Ooh, okay, we're gonna be waiting on that, baby. That's coming soon, guys. It's coming soon. But yeah. So, Coach Leonard, congratulations on your new contract signing. What does it mean to you to continue leading the program here at Queens? And what went into the decision to resign?
Yeah, I mean it's a special place, and for me, being here 12 seasons, being a part of the past and then the present. But then now I get to say I'm part of the future. It's a big deal, and it's not very often that you can have all three. And being somewhere here this long, it's an amazing part of my family. I met my wife here, and so it's a very unique and special place. And I'm just happy that they believe in our vision of what we're doing in our program, and excited to be a part of the future.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so you guys had your first postseason appearance in the D1 era. Yeah, what does that mean for the program?
DB, why don't you take this one?
Oh, I think it means a lot. Like I said, as a coach and a former alumni, to see the transition to Division I and to have such a early success, going on. I think it's big recruiting-wise. It's big for our guys in the locker room. I think it's big for the school, to get on a national stage and get exposure for the university.
I think it leaves our guys hungry for more too. Yeah. The conference tournament, the success we had getting to the semifinals, but then also winning a game in the CBI. I think now they know they believe they can do it, and so it's about building that foundation. So next year, hopefully, we can go to greater heights.
Yeah. So you guys did go 1-1 inside the CBI. What was that experience like?
I thought it was great for us. It got to extend our season, and our guys got to stay together for a little longer. And I thought that they got a little bit of break before the CBI when they came back. They were so mentally fresh. And I thought they understood our concepts better than they had in all 3 years. And so for us, it was very validating that it was the right decision to do it and to play in it. And I thought our guys got a great experience out of it.
Yeah. Alrighty. And so you guys have had success recruiting and developing talent. What do you think makes Queens a destination for student athletes looking to grow both on and off the court?
All right, you laid your head here for 4 years, so why don't you talk about that?
I think Queens is a special place. From everybody that works here, all students that go here. Of course, the city's amazing, the school's amazing, the professors are amazing, and our program has had continued success over a long period of time. So all the alumni, they're still involved with the program. So why wouldn't you come to Queens? That's how I look at it.
It's truly unique, and you're in this major city, okay, the 15th largest city in America, the 5th fastest growing city in America, but you're in this unbelievable community where we really are trying to build community through basketball. And just to be a part of that and the uniqueness of the school and how small the class sizes are and the individual attention that each student gets. That's why students come here, because they want to be a part of that experience. And so we're very happy to be able to provide that to students. And I think Queens isn't for every player. It's not for every good basketball player. It's not for every good student. But if you want that truly unique, individualized experience, it's a great place.
Yeah. So speaking more on the court, with the transition to D1 now more fully in effect, how has the competition landscape changed in terms of preparation and expectations for the team?
I think we're going to have a lot more targets on our back this next year. And when we were Division II, we had those targets. So when we were Division II, we were everyone's Super Bowl. Okay. When schedules came out and teams we were playing, we play Queens this date, and then we play some other games, but this is the day we play Queens. And I think we're slowly approaching that time when in the A-Sun where people are really like building their schedule around playing Queens. And so it really is a different expectation when you're getting everyone's best shot. And so we want to get our program to that at the Division I level. We were there at Division II, and we slowly built and gotten better each year in Division I. And I think we're closely approaching that where we're the team that has the target every game.
Yeah. So having that target on your back, how will you guys address that, in practices? Is there anything that you're going to change up, or it's going to stay the same?
No, we're going to be very process orientated. We got to be everyday guys. As coaches, we got to bring energy every day, but the expectation is that we're going to have high standards every day. And we have a saying, our standard is our standard, OCOS, and we got to stay with that. And our guys got to know they got to hit that standard every day. And I think this year we're going to have something called CMA, Championship Mindset and Attitude, and we're going to ask our guys to hit that every single day. DB, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, having a championship mindset. For example, this year we lost in the semifinals of the A-Sun tournament by 4 points in overtime. So we talk about every possession matters. So having the mindset that even this play right here, everything we play hard like it's a championship. And that's every day from practice, weightlifting, classroom, off the court, on the court. So we're going to bring that every single day. Hopefully next year, we're raising up a banner in the championship.
Yeah, nice, man. Championship mindset and attitude?
Yeah, CMA, Championship Mindset and Attitude.
Yeah, so that's the kind of identity you guys are hoping to build and continue to shape this group with?
Yeah. And that's something we're all about culture. Got to have a positive environment about growth and improvement. We're going to challenge our guys daily. They're going to face adversity, but we got to hit those the championship mindset and attitude, and we got to hit those standards every single day.
Awesome. So, what does the off season look like to you guys to try and hit those standards daily?
Yeah, I mean, first as a staff, we have to be able to build a roster. The transfer portal is something that hits every team in college basketball. We return a lot of really good players, but what we're going to have to do is add some players to that and do a great job of having players that can hold those championship standards really high. And from there, then we got to teach those guys what it's like to be a Queens player and what those daily standards are going to be.
Yeah. And
sorry about the malfunction. We got you guys covered though.
Sorry about that. Yeah. And so, what is the role that returning players play in setting, the tone for newcomers, especially Queens-built D1 presence?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to talk a little bit about it, but those guys are our returners. Yeah. They're the foundation of what our culture is about, and it's not a coaches run program. It is a players first program, and so those players are the ones that are going to hold our standards uniquely high, and if they don't do it, then we won't get to where we want to go. It can't come from us. It's got to come from the players, and I'll let him talk about that because he's way more attached to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think our players are definitely bought in on the championship mindset, and even like you said, we're recruiting now. They hang out with the recruits. They come to us and say, hey, this guy's not one of us, or maybe he is one of us. So it's their program. They make decisions every single day of everything we do, and they buy into that, and they care about it, and I think it shows on the court.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. So one of your guys, Chris Aspie, he's set to return this next season, and he's just 63 3-pointers away from becoming the all-time leader at Queens. What does his leadership and consistency bring to the team heading into the next season?
Man, he's the most everyday guy I've ever coached. His practice pace, I've been doing this 20 plus years. I've never had a player that had the practice pace and intensity that he has. It's truly amazing to watch. Other coaches who come watch our practice are like, oh my goodness, how hard he practices, even when it's not a competitive rep, when it's just a dry rep. And that's what he does. He leads by example. His voice, he's a quiet kid, but his leadership shows every single day by the way he practices. And we wouldn't be as good if we didn't have Chris.
Producer interruption. How many games before he hits 63?
Well, if we're playing Central Arkansas and I let them shoot 26 a game, it's going to happen pretty fast. But, you know, I think this year you're going to see him shoot a similar amount of threes, but you're going to see him shoot a lot more twos. His game has really developed. You saw the last month of the season, he got to the foul line more and shot more layups and mid-range. And I think you're going to see his scoring really evolve. And he's going to still make a lot of threes, but you're going to see him score in more areas. And he's really worked at it, and I'm proud to see what he accomplishes.
Nice. And so how important has the Queens community been, like fans, alumni, administration, in supporting your vision for this program?
I think it's been great. So I'll start with kids camp. You know, the kids come here every summer, hundreds of them. We come here as a staff, we work the camp, our players work the camp. I think it grows from there. They come to the games, they develop a relationship with guys, they follow them on social media, they mention them before games, good luck. They come to the locker room after the games, and then of course with the staff and the school and the students coming to games, supporting us, telling guys, you know, good game, even after they lose, you know, just being supportive of the whole transition. It's been great for our guys to know that they have a whole community behind them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very unique place. Myers Park has been phenomenal. And as we've gone into transition, you can see Charlotte, you can start to see billboards, you can start to see the city, you start going to restaurants and you see Queens games on, and so you're seeing the Queens brand grow more and more every year, and it's all about this community and what they've done.
Yeah, that's awesome. So lastly, what's your message to Royals fans as they look ahead to another exciting season of Queens basketball?
Hey, the expectation is that we're gonna hang a banner and hope we'll go dancing, and I hope the community comes out and supports that. It's a high standard to have, but our guys really believe that they can win a conference championship and we can play in the NCAA tournament, and how amazing that would be for Charlotte. Think about Panthers, Hornets. Like, look, Charlotte is starving for a winner, and we're hoping to give it to you guys next year.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you guys for sitting here with me. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, Coach Grant and then the GOAT, obviously. And then I want to thank OrthoCarolina for their sponsorship of the Queens Coaches Show. This is our last episode of the season, and I want to thank you all for watching. My name is Dre Hunt, and thanks for watching the Queens Coaches Show presented by OrthoCarolina.
He did a great job. Look at him.